Hey guys, this is Backhand.
This is Lousy.
Hey, joining us or continue watching. Thanks for continuing watching us or listening to this. We've been drinking MMA podcast where we're predicting the UFC Fight Night 220 Spawn versus Krylov fights. This is the co-main event. We got Andre Muniz versus Brendan Allen, and I'm going with Andre Muniz from Brazil.
I'm going with Brendan Allen. The reason I'm going with Brendan Allen because his competition level has been higher. So I think he's going to be fighting to a different level than what Andre Muniz is, because Andre Muniz has not fought the level of competition that Brendan Allen has, and I think Brendan Allen's just going to be fresher, and he's just going to be more crisp, and I think he's just going to win the fight. Another reason why I like Brendan Allen is because he takes time with his strikes. He opens up his big shots with his jab, and he's patient with it, and then he just goes and goes and goes. He wants to fight. He's had 3 fights a year the last couple of years, and now he's going to enter early, so I think he might get another 3 fights this year. So he just wants to fight. He throws hard, and he's ready to fight continuously. So Brendan Allen is my pick.
Yeah, I do like Brendan Allen. I think he's improving from fight to fight. He is 28 years old, whereas Andre Muniz is 33. So the reason I'm going with Andre Muniz though is basically the takedowns are just really well timed from the guy. He has been knocked out before, but his losses were last loss was like 7 years ago. He's got about 3 or 4 KO losses on his record, so he is susceptible to the KO, but it's been 7 years. So, his last fight with Uriah Hall, I think he improved the striking. The boxing was looking good. He doesn't really go for like big punches though. What he does is he likes to punch his way in, and he'll throw some little calf kicks and some kicks to the head to throw you off. Then he'll kind of box you with like 3, 4, even a 4-punch combo, and then he'll go for the takedown against the fence. So he's very, very, very smothering style.
So he's setting up his punches to get a takedown.
Big time, and that's basically what he did to Uriah Hall. And it's just one of those things where when Muniz gets on you, he can mount you very quickly. He's got great transitions in his grappling, and then like even if you try and get up, like sometimes when you get on mount and you've pinned him, your legs are above his legs, and you're trying to ground and pound or work for kimuras or submissions. Sometimes they can kind of kick you off because you're so high. They can kind of kick. You can kind of like jump. They can just kind of just throw you off. But he does a great job going for other submissions, and then he can flatten you out again. And he's just very smothered.
Go for the kimura, then get mount after they try to defend that.
Yeah. So this is the thing: is that he really times his takedowns really well. Brendan Allen is a guy who's improving from fight to fight. And that's what Brendan Allen's strength is that, he's got a great body kick, good solid leg kick, pretty good leg kick, but his body kick is amazing. And his aggression, he likes to come forward. The thing is Muniz also likes to come forward. So they both like to come forward. It's a very interesting clash of styles. Allen gets up off the ground very quickly. But sometimes he can also get held down. So that's the other problem with it, is that sometimes he can get up in a flash against the fence, and then sometimes he can get held down for 3 minutes. And that's proven in his second to last fight against Jacob Malkoun. Malkoun's smaller than Muniz, but Malkoun was able to hold down Allen for 3 minutes. At the same time, in another round, Allen was able to get back up in like 10 seconds, 5 seconds even. It's just crazy how talented the kid is and how much he's improving.
So if it stays on the ground, you go with Muniz. Yeah. But if it's a stand-up fight, like if Muniz for some reason does not want to take him down, I don't think this is a no-brainer Brendan Allen fight, correct?
Yeah, Brendan Allen has overall a much bigger variety of strikes. His jab has improved. His overhand right has improved. Just he's comfortable on the feet. I mean, it's just good to see Allen, a young guy, 27 years old, that he's just getting comfortable. And a guy like that is really hard to predict where he's going to be, but he could be a guy who gets into the top 10, top 15 in the next 2-3 years. Just a matter of improvement for him. Thing is, he's got a 3-inch reach disadvantage. So even though Allen and Muniz are going to be battling for the center of the octagon to see who wants to be more aggressive and push the other fighter back, I believe Allen can push Muniz back a little bit, but the problem is that Allen stands really close to his opponents. So the problem is when you stand very close to your opponents...
That's a problem for a wrestler.
Yeah.
If you're fighting a wrestler and if you want to be that close, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. When you stand really close to a wrestler as well seasoned as Andre Muniz can easily duck under the punches. He can just go for flat out, just fake punch, a feint, and then just go for the takedown. He can do a lot of different things to Brendan Allen. Also, Brendan Allen, he does throw the aggression in with different strikes and stuff, but if he just stands there just a little bit too much, Andre goes for a calf kick. He even goes for like the Achilles kick. It's kind of like he kicks really low. And Allen is just right there to be kicked with that as well, in my opinion. And so, he loads up on his overhand a little bit. It's improving, though, which is great, but it's a little bit sloppy when he's loading up on it. Hopefully he doesn't do it this fight. He might not do it because he is improving from fight to fight. He's so young. But, him standing so close is a very troubling thing. Like I said, to reiterate, his second to last fight against Jacob Malkoun, he got held down for 2 or 3 minutes. That's something where a guy like Muniz can hold you down for a whole round then. That's going to be a problem.
Lay and pray.
It's lay and pray. That's the thing. Andre Muniz doesn't like to go for big ground and pound. He likes to just basically stay on you, stick on you, figure out ways to just annoy you, and that's kind of how he's going to win. The ground and pound is going to be very minimal, like the most light damage you've ever seen. I wouldn't even call it damage. I would just say enough to make the referee not stand him up. It's pretty it's going to be a little bit annoying if Allen can't get off the ground. Certain rounds are going to be very frustrating to watch, to be honest.
So if Muniz wins, he's gonna win by decision. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he can. I mean, he could technically submit Allen, but Allen is very smart. I think Allen knows how to get out of submissions. Like, he can get off the ground really well. He knows what he's doing on the ground.
I think Brendan Allen only lost one fight in his career by submission, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yep. So the thing is, though, like I said, the transitions are great. If Muniz takes it to the ground, he can get from guard to half guard super quick, and then to mount even quicker. It's crazy. So, he's like a backpack on these guys. He can take the back very quickly too, and that's where it's probably going to be. He's probably going to get that against the fence, and he'll eventually get the back. Submission, like we said, is kind of unlikely because Allen knows what he's doing on the ground. But he's smart though. He knows how to not. See, the problem is that when you're ground and pounding, a lot of times you have to posture up, meaning you have to kind of get up on your feet a little bit, and then you have to rain down your punches. The problem is when you get up a little bit, you give a chance to create space, yeah. And then they can kick you off. They can kind of maneuver buck you off. Exactly, Lousy. Just like Lousy said, buck you off. So he's very smart in just basically being just a big wet blanket and knows how to just stay on you. So, and the thing is like I said, the punch combinations are getting better to the point where his head was not in harm's way when he was throwing a 4-punch combination against Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall's a really good striker, and Hall had really no chance to really hurt Muniz ever. That's going to be a problem, I think, for a guy as young as Allen, because Allen is used to putting the pressure on other people. Allen's phenomenal at putting pressure. Look at the Sam Alvey fight. He absolutely decimated Alvey, and it was amazing how he just kept putting the pressure on. And he was like smiling, coming forward. He knew exactly how to beat him because his aggression and his youth and his variety of strikes. Like I said, the body kicks, the kick. You don't know with Allen. You don't know if it's going to be a kick or a punch. He's really great at mixing it up. You don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
So he's kind of deadly in his variety. But the thing is that when Muniz starts to use that 3-inch reach advantage, use the boxing where he can throw those 3-4 strike combinations going forward on the run, and then Allen starts getting backed up, a young guy like Allen, it's going to be a little bit kind of like, shit, what do I do when this guy's throwing these weird combinations coming forward with such confidence and then mixing in the takedowns? It's a recipe for kind of like the older vet is going to, I feel, teach the young kids some lessons. But it's not going to be a bad loss. Like I said, I don't think Allen's going to take much damage. So it's going to be a great learning experience of how to deal with a fighter who is mixing up the punches with a takedown. So Allen's going to learn a lot. I just think that Muniz is a guy who's going to be in the top 7, top 8. And I think Allen's not, in my opinion, he's not ready to be in the top 8 just because he's so young and he's just getting comfortable on the feet and things like that. Oh, he did submit Kevin Holland in 2019. So, I guess, he does have the talent level to submit people. However, Holland has shown that on the ground he actually did good against Souza. So, Allen's got the talent to be there. I think that was a long time ago too. That was like 4 years ago. Holland was getting there. I think 3 years ago maybe. But Holland's really done well in the last probably 3 years. I would say 4 or 5 years ago, I don't know if he was as what he was today. And then now he's a perennial top 7 guy. And now, do you think Allen could submit or Holland? Maybe. I mean, you did it once, you could do it again. So maybe Allen is a guy who could be in the top 8 even now. But for me, just from what I've seen, I've seen him struggle. The commentators in that fight, in his fight with that second to last fight against Jacob Malkoun, I'll keep talking about it, but he got held down for 3 minutes. Bisbing was even saying like this was a close fight. You could tell that Bisbing thought that he lost the fight to Malkoun. So this is the thing. Allen he's got great talent, great future potential. I think though he's one of those fighters who sometimes he can stand up in 5 seconds from a takedown, and sometimes it takes him 2 minutes. So he needs to work on that consistency, which he's getting every fight. So he's going to be, I think, a really good fighter in the future.
Well, if you just went off a competition level, Brendan Allen's fought better fighters. Right. So Brendan Allen for the win. Okay. And backhand's going to lose this one.
I'm going with Andre Muniz. I just think that Allen's going to be coming forward. It's going to be great to watch. The aggression is going to be so fun to see who's going to... But once Muniz starts really getting on him, I don't think it's going to be that fun to watch. It's going to be kind of people who picked Allen or are rooting for Allen are going to be frustrated. I'm going to be frustrated because I don't want to watch...
I think this fight goes the distance. So if you want to put money on it, go bet on going the distance.
Like we said, Allen submitted Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland is an amazing fighter. So Allen knows what he's doing on the ground. Don't think he's getting submitted. Muniz won't knock him out at all. And so, yeah, Allen will either knock out Muniz or it goes the distance. And we're thinking distance makes a lot of sense, most likely.
Thanks for listening.